Sentomaru's fate, right? Like we know that he was attacked by Rob Lucci. Um, he pretty much told Luffy like, "Hey, get out of here, whatever. You know, I guess don't worry about me. Just get Vegapunk off the island." But Sentomaru is still, it's not like Luffy took Sentomaru with him. He pretty much just left him there. Uh, is Sentomaru dead, right? Or is he just knocked out, passed out? And if he's still alive, right? Like we know that Kizaru is like pretty much right outside Egghead Island. So what is going to be the repercussions to Sentomaru? Like, do y'all think there will be repercussions if he's alive? Like, what is the fate of Sentomaru? Joy Boy, you
Yeah, yeah. I definitely think there'll be repercussions for him if he. I think he'll be reprimanded for
reprimand?
insubordination and being a traitor and all that.
Yeah.
It
So
just depends on what that punishment will be if he is alive.
so do you think Kizaru's going to take him in? Like Kizaru's going to be the one to take
I don't,
responsibility for Sentomaru?
I'm not sure. It all depends on what happens to Kizaru.
Yeah.
If he'll be able to even do
Okay, so yeah, cause you was talking a little spicy a couple days in one of my comments
that.
in my comment section on the chapter. I'm like, oh,
What did he say?
so you
Told
better
you.
you better stop talking that spiciness. He said,
I said great chapter, but your man Kizaru about to get clowned on.
yeah, see, he's talking
That's
that
true. That's true. That's
spiciness,
true. That's
extra,
true.
extra spicy, extra spicy. Uh, I don't know. Like honestly, something kind of tells me I don't think Kizaru is going to really fight with Luffy because just kind of how it seemed in the direction of this chapter, it seemed like the Straw Hats might just try to escape. You know what I mean? So they might end up avoiding. I think I think the Luffy and Lucci fight might be the big fight of this arc. You know what I mean? Because this arc doesn't seem like it doesn't seem like a Wino or a Dressrosa arc where it's like the Straw Hats
Nah.
were there to beat some a specific person, right? This just seems like this is them meeting Vegapunk and getting Vegapunk away from the world government. So I don't. The reason why I disagree with the whole Kizaru getting clowned, I just don't think they're going to fight. I don't think it's, or at least not a drawn out fight. Maybe a short clash or something, but I don't think so. And yeah, I don't know, man. Don't be because they're all not getting clown, bro. I'm putting that in the air right now.
Yeah, that's only
I
if
like
they
the
don't fight.
story.
That's the only way he ain't getting clowned
I
on.
don't think he not getting clown, bro. You better chill with all that extra spiciness.
I want to say is that if Kizaru clashes with Luffy and nothing splits, it's gonna be one sided.
If what? No, you said nothing splits. What you mean
Yep.
that
Talking about
the
if
sky?
Kizaru doesn't have, yeah.
Yeah, whatever. Angel, since you got so much to say, what's up with Sentomaru, huh? What is going to be his fate? I before I let you go, Angel, I just want to. I don't think Kizaru's going to fight Luffy, but I think he is going to end up possibly. I think he could possibly finish off Sentomaru, right? Like Sentomaru could be like, "Oh, hey, Uncle Kizaru," and Kizaru just like, I think Sentomaru's going to be he's going to be like the example of Kizaru's ruthlessness. You know what I'm saying? I think Kizaru might try to put him down. I don't think he's going to be friendly towards Sentomaru though if he sees him. But go ahead, Angel.
I mean, Sentamaru, I think I don't know. I'm trying to disassociate with stuff.
With what?
I said I'm trying to disassociate with stuff like that.
What the fuck? What? That's me.
Let's move on. Q, go ahead. Sentomaru's fate. What is going?
Okay.
What is going to happen
You
with
know me.
Sentomaru?
I'm the number one proponent of this idea that I tell you that the Kizaru is the G for me, but I've been saying he's very suspect with his attention towards Luffy, in the sense that he's always found a way to always find a loophole and not killing him, but not getting reprimanded because he's tried. So I actually don't know. It's uncertain with Kizaru, like his justice. So I think he might help more tomorrow, but not potentially help Luffy.
You think he's gonna
He's smart.
help Luffy?
No, I don't think he'll help Luffy, but I think
Oh.
there are many reasons, many moments before Marineford Sabaody where Sabaody is not that convincing because there was really a lot of stuff happening. So, but Marineford, he had a chance to take out Luffy, he didn't. So I think if he's not gonna attack Luffy, he's gonna be very smart about it. He's not gonna open I think he's more gonna help Sentomaru. Because I think there's something off about Kizaru. He's the one guy I don't know where his true intention. It looks like he's living life as a troll. He trolls everyone. Doesn't seem like, and usually a troll is waiting, like he's waiting for something.
Man,
but yeah, I don't know.
Y'all turning this into a Kizaru discussion. That was for later, but since y'all kind of going in about Kizaru, we might as well just talk about him being there anyway. You know, this is more for Sentomaru, but anyway, since we talking about Kizaru, I'm assuming y'all believe that Kizaru is going to fight Luffy. At least,
no, I'm not sure for that.
At least Joy Boy does.
I mean, for me,
go ahead, Angel.
Go ahead, Angel.
I was gonna say,
go ahead, Joy Boy.
For me,
I mean, I addressed the Joy Boy, and he was about to respond to what I addressed him, so I think he should.
Well, I mean, with what he's saying at the end of the chapter, like, it's not going to be as easy of an escape as, like, they think it is.
Mm-hmm.
So it definitely seems like he is willing to interfere.
Oh,
that's most certain. That's most certain he's willing to interfere.
But it's quite a broad statement. Without context, it can mean any. That's why I find it very interesting. It wasn't specific context,
Cube, I think it meant that he's going to do whatever he can not to let them escape. I think that's pretty cut and dry. I think it's pretty cut and dry.
Send every available warship there. Which also, with that, would that involve Sword, like, going to Egghead Island, since they are the closest Marines there?
Yeah. It's wild how they're willing to I guess it makes sense. I was gonna say they're willing to do all this for like the Straw Hats. They're willing to invest all these resources towards the Straw Hats and Egghead Island, but it's like before it's been like the Marines acting like they're stretched too thinly. You know what I mean? Like they're stretched too thin to be putting all their resources into one thing.
Do you remember the reasons why they made Marineford? Is to the murder, the execution of one pirate. Even though there's political side, the whole thing, but the girls say the world government, they go 100%.
I get what you're saying
for no reason. Yeah, they're like that. They're extreme. Yeah, they're
you're
extreme.
right.
I don't know why, but yeah.
Go ahead.
With this whole prior thing, I feel like this was gonna be a Buster call. I don't think this is happening just because the Straw Hats are there. I think they plan to have a Buster call.
I don't.
Yeah, I kind of had that thought too, with like sending all Marine ships available.
I don't think it's a Buster call. If it was a Buster call, Kizaru would have showed up with the fleet already. It wouldn't be like, oh well, they're here, so let's go bring some more ships. It's just like it seemed like what he's doing is kind of like spur of the moment, and it doesn't seem that well thought out. Or otherwise, it would have been like, Kizaru would have been showing up with the fleet of warship battleships. But
with that, like a couple chapters ago, when it kind of like showed up again, like it's I was under the impression that Kizaru was going there for a different reason to begin with.
Yeah, and
I think he was.
And the fact that
and then that's why he would be calling for more of the battleships now because of like Luffy being there and
And
Vegapunk joining them.
and to me, it doesn't seem like it's a spur of the moment thing because he just says, "Bring out the warships here as we
Yeah.
planned."
If,
So
Yeah,
it's
we'll
a plan
proceed as
thing.
planned.
like I said, there's something off about the whole thing in the way he said it. The thing is like,
So,
I think there's gonna be a twist, but we don't know what the twist is gonna be. It's gonna be a different twist.
yeah, I think they were saying here for Buster Call.
But when he said proceeded as planned, though, could that mean that could mean like, to me that could just mean that he was already on his way to Egghead Island, and
Yeah.
he got word that Luffy was there, so on his way he could have been planning on how he's going to take care of Luffy. Like him going there, his intentions, like his intentions could have changed on his way to Egghead Island, like before you actually showed up. And to point out with Luffy,
Yeah, but like before
hold
he
on,
says that,
hold on. The point out what Cube said, because I wanted to say, because you said the Marines went all out for Ace, right? My thing is how it's been for the Marines, like them being spread out too thin. I'm not saying they wouldn't put out most of their resources for a situation like this. I'm saying it just seemed like it was, at one point, it was physically impossible for them to do something of this sort because they were already spread too thin. If I have 100,000 men, like an army of 100,000 men, and it's like everybody's being used, and something comes up, and I'm like, bro, I need to take care of this. I can't like manifest more people to take care of that, right? Like you have to take people from maybe other missions and stuff to do it. So I mean, I guess it could have been planned. Maybe they were withdrawing like troops from somewhere else. You know what I mean?
Just answer. Wait,
Hold on, because y'all both are interrupting me. First off, so chill, okay? And Cube was the first one to try to interrupt me, so I'll let Cube go, and then Angel, you could go.
I was gonna say no. What I said is that I'm not shocked for the extreme measures that the world government takes. That's what I mean. That they just take extreme measures, like like I said. So that's why
I'm not disagreeing with you on that.
Vegapunk. But you don't agree that you're not shocked for the extreme measures they
Don't
always
start
take?
another debate.
No, I said I don't disagree with you on that.
Okay, good.
I don't disagree. I'm just saying. I'm just saying that their manpower was already stretched pretty thin, so it's like
I agree with all that.
They were already kind of like, hey, we can't just be sending people, you know. But now it's like, hey, bring the battleships. Where y'all getting these extra battleships if y'all already stretched thin? You know what I mean? But like y'all said, if it was planned, maybe they kind of prepared on the fly, even though Akainu was kind of like, but I do get what you're saying though, Q, because you're saying maybe Kizaru was going there for something different. Like maybe he was going there to help kill the Vegapunk, so maybe this was like already planned. So I do get what you're saying. You got a point.
Yeah, like it's very weird. But anyway,
let Angel go. Let Angel go.
Okay, okay. The reason why I'm saying
was you gonna say, can you speak, Angel? Was you about to say, can you speak? Because you get a lot of opportunities to speak, and a lot of times you like, I have no opinion.
Okay, okay. I want to say this from the point you made earlier that maybe Akainu could have called them, called them, and then they could have made a different plan. Well, the reason why I don't think that's possible is because we hear him finding out about Luffy being there, and he just says proceed with the plan. So it seems like Luffy being there doesn't change anything. So I feel like this Buster Call or whatever it was planned from the get-go.
I don't think. Hold on. Let me see what he said. He says the Straw Hat crew is siding with Vegapunk, then escape should seem easy for him, but he may find that events don't play out like he'd imagine. We proceed as planned. Send every battleship.
I think it's a twist. He wouldn't have said that if there was a Buster Call. He would have said perfect. It's destiny, you know.
I mean,
That's why
look,
he says
we
proceed as planned.
looking to
no,
Yeah.
I get that, but if it, I feel as though if it was already like if it was already planned to do a Buster call of all things, I agree that there was something planned. I just don't know if it was a Buster call because it seemed
Yeah,
like
I
it seemed like if the plan was something that involved these ships, they wouldn't have to like he wouldn't have to call for ships because it was already part of the plan, so they would be there. So I'm thinking like maybe the ships are an addition to whatever this plan is. So I'm kind of in agreement with Cube that like there
Well-
is something that like Kizaru was showing up for, but the fact that like the Straw Hats might have changed it a little bit, but there still is something there that's being planned. You know what I mean? So the Straw Hats being there now, and it's like, hey, bring some warships because now, we're gonna in order to do this plan, we're going to need some warships. So I don't like
I mean,
that's all I'm saying.
I mean, like
okay,
the
so
only reason
Hold
why
on,
I thought,
Angel. Let Joy Boy talk. He hasn't got a chance.
yeah, no, I haven't let y'all go back and forth. But with that, like why he would have to say proceed as planned is because Luffy was there, because he is a Yonko. And what did we find out last chapter? That Yonkos kind of have some kind of diplomatic sovereignty. So they would have to have another confirmation after finding out a Yonko is there, right? To be able to proceed as planned, because they would have had to go on potentially go on standby once that they learned of that additional information. And then also, I wanted to go back. At Marineford, they weren't going all out just because of Ace. It was more so because they knew a war with Whitebeard would break out because of Ace.
Yeah,
And it was,
but
in
still,
a way, they
but
wanted
still,
to
though.
go out. They still wanted to go out because it was more of it was to end Roger's bloodline.
Yes, yeah, but it's still they went out. Indirectly, they
Yeah,
still
yeah,
went out.
I'm not saying.
Went all out
Yeah,
for
yeah,
Ace
yeah.
because at the end of the day, they was willing to go to war with a Yonko in order to succeed at ending Ace. And there, yes, it is very deeper because it is more of a symbolic thing of ending Goldie Roger. So yeah, but they were willing to go all out. So I mean, I don't think Q was wrong for saying that, but I do get what you're saying. But go ahead, Angel.
I mean, oh yeah. You see, you guys got me distracted with this new topic. Well, dang, you know
You
what?
there?
I don't
Hello?
remember.
Well, he forgot. Anyways.
You know what?
That's
you're
the
not
one
all
reason
knowing,
why I
Angel.
normally. That's the one reason why I do let
Remove-
Angel talk because he'll forget it if he don't get it out. Like I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah, true.
but it's
Or he'll
like,
just say, never mind.
yeah, like go ahead, Q.
No, all I was gonna say is, Angel, you might want to change your profile picture from the girl stay with the crown to something else.
I put it to a girl say with.
Get the hat.
It has it's a hat. I thought it was a crown.
So okay, I just want to get one last. I want to get like I want to see where everybody stands with what they believe Kizaru is doing right. So I know y'all already kind of explained y'all points, but I kind of want to. I just want to hear what y'all individually think. So based on what we got from the last chapters. So Angel, you think it's a Buster call, but I'll let you explain your stance. I'll let you explain your stance again.
I mean, I think that Kizaru. Oh, actually, no one. Never mind. I'm not even gonna say that. I'm just say I think that's all I'm gonna say.
You think what?
You kind of broke up.
Yeah, you just like mumbling and stuff.
I think it's a Buster call because of that one single conversation and him saying to bring in warship, and the fact that it's an admiral that's there.
And something? I'll let y'all each go, but I do got an alternative what I think it might be. So you Angel think it's a Buster call. Joy Boy.
I'm not really sure of like what Kizaru's original mission would be, since they already have CP0 going there. I think it may be unrelated to like the whole killing all the punks
Yeah.
situation, but I have no clue what it could be. But I would say the most logical counter to it being a Buster Call being called in is from a few chapters ago. How was it? It was either Stussy or fuck, what's his name? Giraffe Boy, saying not to like not to destroy like any of like Vegapunk's like inventions and all that.
Yeah. That's
Like
another reason why I
that
don't
would
think
be
it's a
like the
Buster
most
Call.
logical counter to the Buster Call.
Yeah. Cube.
Well, yeah, I'm glad what I think Joy Boy said it the best. I agree the most with actually Joy Boy. And I'll add as well the way he acted. It's the fact that Luffy was there doesn't change anything that they had prior planned. So I think it's more than a Buster Call because else it would be displayed to the point. We'll all blast them away. No point. But this one seems like it is something that even Luffy will not. It won't change anything. The fact that Luffy is there, somewhat.
Yeah.
So that's why I think it's a twist. That's what we're not thinking about.
Here's what I think. I completely disagree with the Buster Call. I honestly, and I think Joy Boy said something that I didn't even consider that proves the point that it's not a Buster Call. Because first off, I don't think he's always there to take care of Vegapunk. Because when we see it, Kaino is kind of like, hey, if Vegapunk sides with the Straw Hats, we're losing an important asset. So to me, it just shows that the Marines doesn't really want getting rid of Vegapunk isn't something that's in the Marines plan. That might be more of a Gorosei thing that they want to get rid of Vegapunk. I don't think it's something that I kind of really consider. So I don't think Kizaru per se is trying to get rid of Vegapunk. I think he might have been there for something different. And plus, a Buster Call would destroy all that stuff on the island that are very important assets for the world government. So I don't think a Buster Call would be suitable in this type of situation. And when Kizaru said proceed as planned, I guess it could be looked at as like he was going there he had a plan for going there. But I honestly think it's something different. I think Kizaru potentially probably planned for the next time he encounters the Straw Hat. Like maybe he had a plan so next time like he end up encountering the Straw Hats. You know what I'm saying? And I think when he said proceed as planned, it must mean maybe he had a feeling or he predicted that maybe the Straw Hats would go to Egghead Island. So he planned it out. Maybe Kizaru was already planning on meeting the Straw Hats there. Possibly. If they had some type of information, right? Like we know that Wano has to be relatively close to Egghead Island, so maybe it was something Kizaru was like, it's one of these islands he's going to, right? Egghead, what are the other islands are close? Sphinx, maybe, you know what I mean?
Sphinx, Elbaf, and Hashinosu, full lead.
Yeah, so maybe Kizaru knew that there was a high probability that Luffy could be going to Egghead or any of those islands, and it was kind of like, maybe he was trying to intercept Luffy.
Yeah. Well, also with that, because like he wasn't really surprised that Luffy was there. It was more so that they sided with Vegapunk, or Vegapunk sided with the Straw Hats, vice versa.
Yeah.
I just thought of something. What if it's the Marines? Because we know the Marines will go and want together, but you do see with Akainu, there's a rift between him and the Gorosei. What if it's literally the Marine even helping out? They're trying to take like sort of control on the weapons of Vegapunk, so they not be completely in the control of the world government. He's always there to make sure that the government cannot like take some of them in a secret and have all control.
So you think the Marines are trying to usurp the world government? Is that what you're saying, Q?
I don't think it's usurp, but I think it's to make sure that they don't give too much power to the world government to a point that if Akainu and the rest disagree, I think it's a countermeasure. Not letting them like the nuclear weapons. They're all
Yeah.
separated to different codes, giving to different parties in different countries as well.
I
In their
don't know,
treaties. Maybe they're trying to do something similar.
again,
Not give everything
Kizaru
to
just
the
kind of.
Gorosei.
Kizaru was already
I'm
on
gonna
his
have
way
to,
before, and Akainu didn't even know Kizaru was headed to Egghead. So I don't know if
yeah, that's why
Akainu planned
I,
that.
that's why I think that this mission was from the Gorosei, but yeah,
Yeah, we'll see anyways. But
it was from the Marines. But
Also, like to add on to that, like because I know you had a problem, Blump, with the admirals like not getting any like control authority over the Seraphim. So maybe that could like lead to a conflict between CP0 and Kizaru himself, like
Well,
with trying to get control over the Seraphim, if that's like what he was going there for.
it wasn't necessarily the admirals. I just believe that, I believe that there should be somebody over Vegapunk and Sentomaru in the hierarchy that is actively in the field. You know what I'm saying? That's actively in the field that can be there to take control over the Seraphim, over Sentomaru and Vegapunk in case. You know what I'm saying? Like if there's ever a situation where like Vegapunk goes rogue, you don't, because the only people that's higher than Vegapunk and Sentomaru is what, the Gorosei? And the Gorosei doesn't go out nowhere. So it's like, what are they going to do if they need to take charge? They're going to have to go out themselves. Like, what if Vegapunk decides, like, you know what, I'm gonna take charge of the Seraphim, and and they're going to be with me at all times. You know what I'm saying? Like, the only possible people that can take that charge from them is the Gorosei, and that means the Gorosei is going to have to leave Marijoa, and then go to wherever the Seraphim are. But if you have somebody like an admiral or just a high-ranking Marine in general, or even CP0, it doesn't even have to be the admirals. It could be CP0. But if you have like somebody who can sit there and override anything that Vegapunk and Sentomaru says, it'd be a lot easier. You know what I mean? So Vegapunk can't just go rogue with the Seraphim. You know what I mean? Like, that was my problem. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
right. But with what I said, what do you think about that? Like with a potential conflict with Kizaru, if that comes up, depending on the situation with Luffy. If he's going for Luffy or going for Egghead Island.
I think he's, because I've said that I think there could be potential conflict with the Marines and the world government, right? Like
For sure.
I've been a huge proponent of that, right? I think Kizaru is loyal to the world government, so I think whatever Kizaru is there for, it's going to be in line with what the world government want. You know what I mean? So
Blump, you don't have to say it. We know Kizaru is your waifu. We all know that.
Can I speak?
What does that have to do with it?
No.
What are you talking about, Q? He just
We
wanted to
all
send
know-
shots at me
We
for
all
no
know your
reason.
love.
What are you talking
We
about,
all know
though?
your love for Kizaru.
What was I going to say?
No.
What was I going to say about?
Mihawk, bro. Mihawk's his waifu.
What was I going to
I-
say about Kizaru that I'm defending him? What are you, like? What urged you to say that? I'm curious.
We all know your love for Mihawk and Kizaru. Mihawk more than Kizaru, that's for sure.
I just feel as though you just finding a reason to throw dirt on my name, but whatever. But go ahead, Angel. I'm not gonna let Q continue to slander me like that.
I finally found a rebuttal.
Hold on. Restart what you said because you cutting out.
Oh, I can't. I finally found a rebuttal.
Still, I can't. You're muffled. You're muffled.
I finally found a rebuttal to that whole Stussy thing you guys said earlier.
The Stussy thing?
Oh my goodness, we're not talking about Stussy, man.
Under the sea. It's not like under the sea. I don't know what it is for your sound, but it sounds
Yeah,
like
like
under
you're
the sea.
muffled, bro. You're muffled, and you're trying to talk about something we left.
No. This is about
I
the
know.
Buster Call.
Okay, go. Now we hear you.
So you guys said that they say not to destroy anything in the labs. Well,
Right.
in the labs. So as long as they don't destroy the lab, they should be fine.
But Buster's called destroy everything.
Well, I was thinking about that
I
too.
think
It could be called on like Punk Records, and not like Egghead Island itself, because Punk Records is above Egghead Island.
Yeah, so they
And
talk.
and if Kizaru is more affiliated with the world government than the Marines, all the information in Punk Records would be one of the bigger threats for the world government because of everything that Vegapunk has found out about the Void Century. Would all be
Exactly.
stored in there.
Then it
And
wouldn't
that's
be
like and that's also leading into like what I'm thinking about,
Joy Boy.
like the numbers on the side of
It wouldn't be a Buster
Punk
call. Then.
Records.
So it's just an assault on Punk Records, is what y'all thought. It's not a Buster call. A Buster call wipes out
I mean, it
a
would
whole
be.
island. Buster calls wipe
Yeah,
out
like
the
you did-
entire island. Like, and plus
But it's
you gotta
dangerous
have
for
the
them.
little
They would
Buster
never
call.
do that.
You gotta have the Buster call button too. For it to really be
Yeah.
considered a Buster call, and that's
I mean,
wiping out a
would
whole
you, do
island,
you
bro.
have an admiral there?
Huh?
So would you really need it if an admiral's already there? Because they have the
I
discretion
mean,
to
you
call a
would
Buster
you wouldn't
call.
need it, but you wouldn't need it. But
No,
I
but
don't-
actually he's
I
right,
don't
because
think-
I think Spandam needed it because there was no admiral there to give the order, so he
Yeah,
would
yeah,
have
yeah.
the thing.
Yeah, and
The countermeasure, there was no
and
admiral. That's why.
yeah, Kaino didn't need a button to call a Buster call on O'Hara.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. Aokiji gave his golden thing to.
Akano didn't call a Buster call on O'Hara.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Spandam called it.
Said. But yeah,
And
but still,
I,
anyway.
I'll give you that though. I will give you that. If you're admiral, you don't necessarily need a Buster call button, but still, it's like a Buster calls wipe out complete islands. You know what I mean? That's kind of why it's a Buster call, because it's gonna it leaves nothing. It wipes out everything. You know what I mean? Now, if it's more of a focused assault, then I could possibly agree with that. I don't think
Well-
that's what it is, but
Well, Buster calls really don't destroy everything, do they?
yeah.
Because what
They're-
happened to the books of O'Hara?
The intent is to destroy everything. It doesn't mean they always succeed. It's just that's the intention of it.
But I mean, a Buster call called on Punk Records would destroy it completely.
But it wouldn't be called on Punk Records. It'd just be assault all of Egghead Island. I mean, that's kind of the purpose of a Buster call, is to destroy, to wipe out.
if that's
Like you call the Buster call, and it's coming to your island, and it's just bombarding the entire island, no questions asked. It's not a matter of are we focusing our assault on this specific area or not? No, it's just, hey, you just bombarding that. You bombarding it to hell. Nothing leaves. Nothing survives. Mass extinction all over.
Except for all the knowledge from the Tree of Knowledge.
Because, I mean, like, they called it on Ennis Lobby. It's not like they just focused on the area the Straw Hats were at. It was like, hey, destroy everything on Ennis Lobby. Yeah.
I was gonna say. This is something I'm curious about. Like, if Stussy is, if that scientist is shown to be Stussy, it makes me curious on whether or not she just said that as like a scientist and not wanting to have another scientist see their work getting destroyed. But then again, who knows?
That would be interesting too.
This man still talking about the cover page, man. We done moved on like 30 minutes ago.
That's not in the cover.
No, that ties back in.
Bro, what does Stussy have to do with Kizaru and Buster calling on the island? That's more related to the cover page, Angel. God.
It relates back to a few chapters before when they first showed up and said, "Don't destroy like what's in the labs." And that's what he's saying. If Stussy was part of Mads originally, she wouldn't really want to see all that progress destroyed, right?
I think she's.
I think that's what Angel's going for.
I think she's a pawn of the world government. She doesn't ask questions, whatever they need. If they need the world government, if they need this destroyed.
Long. Don't
What are you
underestimate Stussy.
What are you talking about, Q?
Don't underestimate Stussy.
I mean, you can't go from
Cubes.
saying that
Cubes.
she could be a double agent
Cube.
to that she's just a pawn of
Say-
the world government's will.
Cube say I didn't say when did I say she was a double agent?
We talked about it as a potential.
Potential. I don't think that's going to be necessarily the most likely of situations. It's possible, but anything's
I think
possible.
Stussy is kind of
Anything's
sussy.
possible.
I'm not lying.
I think she is loyal to the Gorosei. I think she's
I
been
mean-
indoctrinated to be loyal.
I mean, she's the most suspicious one. She didn't help Kaku. Her whole link with Big News Morgan, and when her identity was revealed, who felt in all the other ones, and Big News Morgan, people around her did not care. And at the end, they were happy. Big News Morgan said, "I'm happy the Strahd is with us," and she was among them. So there is a thing that she does seem to be the least loyal.
The biggest thing to me
Not
also
them.
is that one scene in Whole Cake Island with Big News Morgan where she reveals that the treasure something is gone, and then she seems to be like insinuating like maybe the Straw Hats took it, and then before she says that, Big News Morgan says, "No, don't say that, Stussy. That will make it harder for the Straw Hats to leave. Like they have a prior agreement on helping the Straw Hats leave, like trying to make it the easiest way possible." But who knows?